What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sports Magazine Collector. I'm Brad. You know what time it is. Sports Magazine Moguls. We're counting down the top 10 highest sports magazine sales of December 2022. Let's go. All right, my friends, we are going to jump right in, starting with number 10, the 10th highest selling sports magazine from December 2022. And we have a Patrick Mahomes first Sports Illustrated cover from 2018. And this has been autographed. So this is authenticated by Beckett. It has not been graded by CGC. It's actually in a Beckett slab. So Beckett does not grade sports magazines, but they will authenticate autographs and they will slab an autograph magazine. And they're actually really nice. They're really nice slabs that Beckett sells for these. So this specific issue signed by Patrick Mahomes, sold for $2,400 on eBay. This is a really collectible cover, being his very first cover, and even cooler with an autograph. Coming in at number 9, we've got another autograph here, and this is a 2007 LeBron James Sports Illustrated, and this has been witnessed by Upper Deck, so it's got an Upper Deck certificate of authenticity, so that's even an extra higher caliber of kind of assurance, because whereas JSA and PSA and Beckett, they typically will just observe something that's already been autographed, and they will kind of use their knowledge and the history of the athlete's signature to determine whether or not they think it's legitimate. Upper Deck will actually only authenticate if they witness it, which is actually really similar to what CGC does on the comic side as well. So this autograph was actually witnessed by an Upper Deck employee. This issue is not graded. This is not LeBron's first cover. It's kind of it is earlier in his career, but he had already had, I think, maybe 5 or 6 by the time this one came out. It is a pretty rare one. It has not been graded very often at all. And this one sold for just south of $2,500 on eBay. Coming in at number 8, it is the Say Hey Kid Willie Mays. And this is Time magazine from 1954. It's the first time that he appeared on Time. And we kind of got a little trend going this month with these autographed issues. We have yet to see an issue graded by CGC on our countdown, but this is pretty awesome. Signed by Willie Mays. He's also got a little inscription there, the Say Hey Kid. Now, this one doesn't have a certificate of authenticity, which is definitely a red flag for me. I would not personally be paying $3,500 to purchase a signed magazine off of eBay if it did not have a COA, but somebody did. And so here you go. It comes in at number 8 on the list. Autographed Willie Mays, first time cover, 1954, $3,500 on eBay. Number 7, Nolan Ryan. We have our first CGC issue, and this is a CGC 9.0. This is Nolan Ryan's first Sports Illustrated cover from 1975. It says the great Nolan Ryan. 9.0, very high grade. This one sold for $4,000 via private sale. So I've had private sales on my countdowns before, and I have shared with my viewers that if you are ever a part of a private sale, please message me. Send me the picture, send me proof of the transaction, and if it makes the list as far as being in top 10, then I will include it in my video. And that's what happened here. So this issue comes in at number 7. It's only been graded 11 times. Nolan Ryan's first cover, pretty difficult to find. And at the 9.0 level, this is a pop 1 of 2, and there's only 1 copy graded higher. Number 6, we have another private sale, and this is 1963 Muhammad Ali's very first cover, still known as Cassius Clay here. This is a CGC 7.5, one of the most iconic Sports Illustrated covers of all time, one of the most collectible Sports Illustrated covers of all time. This one sold for $4,200. There have only been 22 copies graded of Muhammad Ali's first cover, and this one is a pop 1 of 3, and there are 12 copies graded higher. Number 5, we're moving back to the autographs, and we have another Beckett slabbed issue right here. This is 1984, Michael Jordan. It's his first pro cover, so it's actually the 3rd time that he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, but the first time that he was on the cover in his Chicago Bulls uniform. So very desirable. Very collectible issue here. It's been autographed. It has been authenticated by Beckett. Once again, slabbed in the nice Beckett slab. Now, interesting to note, this is actually a subscription issue. This sold on Heritage for $4,860. And you could definitely see pretty clearly in the high resolution images on Heritage that this one has had a label removed. Can't really see to the naked eye without looking really closely. So it displays very nicely. So for that reason, I'm not surprised at all that it sold for just a little bit under $5,000, with it being Michael and with it being one of his most collectible issues. But still, definitely of note that this is a subscription issue, and a really strong sale here. Really strong sale here, $4,860. At number 4, it is my man, Kobe Bryant. And once again, we're keeping up the trend this month. The autograph issues were really dominating the scene. This is 2016. This is Slam Presents the Kobe Forever special issue. They released this after Kobe's retirement to kind of commemorate his amazing career. And beautiful autograph with that silver Sharpie. It's been authenticated by PSA, and it sold for $5,000 on eBay. Number 4, back to the CGC slabs. It is our good friend, Eddie Matthews. This is the very first issue of Sports Illustrated ever printed. It's from 1954, and this is a CGC 9.8. So we see this one on our list all the time. And this is kind of a bounce back, because last month I talked about how it was the lowest sale I had ever seen for a 9.8 in this issue. I think we had one in the 3,000 range, whereas we've seen it as high as 11,000 in the past. And so it's nice to see a little bump back up here in the 5,000s with a $5,200 sale on eBay. So this is the most frequently graded issue of all time. It's been graded 566 times, and this is one of 78 9.8s in existence. Number 2, once again, we have Muhammad Ali's first cover, one of the greatest issues of all time from 1963. And this is a CGC 9.0. I'm telling you guys, a 9.0 from 1963, that just doesn't happen very often. That is very difficult to find an issue that is 60 years old that is still in that nice of condition. And this sold for $8,100, once again via private sale. Appreciate the buyer sending this to me, sending me the proof of this transaction. And yeah, once again, this issue's only been graded 22 times, and it's one of the most collectible issues ever. So that just tells you how truly rare it is that CGC is now in its 15th year of grading sports magazines. Muhammad Ali is one of the most iconic worldwide athletes of all time, and yet there's only been 22 newsstand copies of this that have been sent into CGC. And at the 9.0 level, it's a pop 1 of 3, and there are 6 copies graded higher. And coming in at number 1, once again, Muhammad Ali for the 3rd time on this list. It is his same first cover, and this is a 9.2. So this is the same buyer, obviously really banking on some Muhammad Ali's here. And this was a private sale. And for this 9.2, the purchase was $12,500. Once again, only graded 22 times. And at the 9.2 level, it's a pop 1 of 2, and there are 4 copies graded higher. All right, some really other cool sports magazine sales this month that didn't quite crack the top 10. So let's take a quick review of some of these other issues. First up, we've got a LeBron James 2007 Sporting News, and this has been autographed. This has been Upper Deck witnessed, and this sold for $2,000 on eBay. This is a really cool cover. I had never seen this one before. Sporting News is kind of tricky because a lot of the times they were more of a newspaper style, but they did have some actual magazine publications. But also some of their magazines are too big to be graded by CGC. So to be honest, I kind of stay away from Sporting News. But this is a really cool cover if you're a LeBron James fan. And it's a bonus that it was witnessed by an Upper Deck employee. Next up, Tiger Woods first cover 1996. This is graded as CGC 9.0. In my mind, that's a great pickup for that buyer. A Tiger Woods first cover, anything CGC 9.0 or above, I think has major collectability and major potential for long-term value. So this one sold for $1,950 on eBay. Here's another Beckett slabbed autographed issue. This was on Heritage along with that other one that we already saw. and this sold for $1,800. This is Michael Jordan's fourth cover, the one-man gang cover. The second time that he was in his Chicago Bulls uniform is from 1986. This one also, just like the previous one that cracked our top 10 list, this was a subscription issue that you could clearly see on the high resolution images through Heritage. A label has been removed. But once again, when you're kind of looking at it from afar, you cannot really tell. You can barely see that there was a label. And so it displays very, very nicely. And yeah, not a big surprise to me that this one sold for $1,800. Here we have Joe Burrow from 2019, his first Sports Illustrated cover, still in his uniform with LSU. And this is a CGC 9.4. Believe it or not, a 9.4 is still the highest graded copy of Joe Burrow's first cover. There are multiple 9.4s, but there have yet to be a 9.6 or a 9.8. And this one sold for $1,795 on eBay. Here's another copy of the first ever Sports Illustrated issue. This one's a 9.6. And this one sold for $1,525 on eBay. Here's our second Time magazine from this month, and this is Jackie Robinson, 1947 Time magazine. First time that he appeared on Time magazine. It's a CGC 6.5. This is also the Canadian version. You can see the little maple leaf there at the top, and this sold for $1,500 on eBay. Next up, Michael Jordan, A Star is Born. We've already seen this issue. This is his first pro cover, and this one is ungraded. It is just a straight up raw issue, and it has it does not appear to be label removed. It appears to be a legitimate newsstand. Sold for $1,500 on eBay. So it's pretty rare, but I have seen a few instances where a raw ungraded issue will sell for over $1,000. But you definitely don't see it very often. And so this one, appeared in the pictures to be in really good shape. And so obviously someone has, kind of taken that gamble to see if they can strike gold and maybe eventually get this graded and have it come back as a CGC newsstand in a really high grade. Next up, Mike Trout first cover from 2012. It's a CGC 9.8. It's a blank box subscription. So you can see that blank box in the bottom left corner. That means it was a subscription issue, but it doesn't have the actual address or name printed in that box, probably because there was some sort of tearaway cover on the outside of this magazine that had the actual address printed on there. So the white box, the blank box subscriptions have shown to be a little bit more collectible than the traditional subscriptions that actually have the name printed on the cover. Although they don't carry the value as an actual newsstand. So this CGC 9.8 sold for $1,500 on eBay. Just for comparison's sake, several months back, you had a CGC 9.8 newsstand of this same Mike Trout issue go for, I believe, right around $9,000. So that kind of shows you the difference between the newsstand and the blank box subscription. Here we have Pistol Pete Maravich from 1973. It's in a frame. This is his first pro cover. Pete was on 3 Sports Illustrated covers, and the first 2 were both while he was with LSU, but here he's with the Atlanta Hawks, and it's been autographed. It is authenticated by Beckett. Now, it is a subscription issue. You can definitely see the label remnants where the label was partially removed. And something that's really cool about this one, this was actually not even mentioned in the listing. So it did sell for $1,450 on eBay, but the eBay listing did not even make a single mention of how this is also autographed by Lou Hudson. You can see Lou Hudson's autograph there kind of on Pistol's right leg. And Lou Hudson's in the Hall of Fame. He just got inducted this past year. So Pistol Pete Maravich, obviously, he has the name and he's probably the more collectible athlete, but Lou Hudson, no slouch either. You've got 2 autographs from Hall of Famers on this one cover. So pretty cool here, $1,450 on eBay. Next up, Michael Jordan, another Beckett slabbed autograph issue, and this is from 1988. It's the Sky High cover. This is actually Scottie Pippen's first Sports Illustrated cover. You can see him kind of there in the background trailing Michael Jordan. And once again, this is a subscription issue. You can see that the label has been removed, and it sold for $1,260 on Heritage. Now, it's of note, the Michael Jordan autographs on Sports Illustrated, they carry an extra premium, obviously, for his already amazing collectability as a superstar athlete. But also, Michael Jordan has a broken and tarnished relationship with Sports Illustrated ever since they released that one cover that said "Baggett Michael" and showed him swinging and missing on a pitch whenever he had taken that brief hiatus to play baseball. Michael Jordan won't sign any more Sports Illustrated magazines, and he won't talk to Sports Illustrated. So it's actually pretty rare to get an MJ autograph on a Sports Illustrated cover, which has to be part of why these autograph issues sold for what they did. Even though they're clearly subscription issues, it's just it's pretty rare to get a Michael Jordan autograph on a Sports Illustrated. Here we have Jim Brown. This is from 1960, and this is his first Sports Illustrated cover. This is a pretty cool one, and it's a CGC 6.5, and it sold for $1,250 on eBay. So 6.5 is not a strong grade, but that just goes to show you when you have a really big-time athlete, and it's their first cover, and it's an old vintage issue, pretty much any grade is going to carry some collectability. That's a very strong sale price right there for a CGC 6.5. Here we have another Michael Jordan. This is from 1984. This is his second Sports Illustrated cover. This is a true newsstand issue, and it's a CGC 7.0. So he's actually in his Team USA jersey. This was from the 1984 Olympics, up for LA, and sold for $1,200 on eBay. And rounding out our honorable mentions list on the sports magazine sales, we have another autograph. This is Tiger Woods. It is once again his first cover from 1996. Now you can see it is a subscription issue, but it's been autographed and authenticated by JSA. And this one sold for $1,200 on eBay. All right, you know I love to close out the Magazine Mogul episodes with a quick rundown of the top 5 comic sales and the top 5 sports card sales from the month. It's just great to keep an eye on what those hobbies are doing, since in my opinion, the sports magazine hobby has quite a bit of similarities to each of these two hobbies. So here we go. We're going to jump into the comics top 5 sales for 2022. Coming in at number 5, we had Sensation Comics number 1. This is a DC magazine from, a DC comic from 1942, and it's a CGC 8.5, sold for $165,000 on Comic Connect. Coming in at number 4, Captain America Comics number 1. This is from 1941. It's a CGC 4.5, and it sold for $194,400 on Heritage. Number 3, More Fun Comics number 52 from 1940, a CGC 8.5, sold for $264,000 on Heritage. Number 2, Marvel Comics number 1 from 1939, a CGC 2.5, sold for $293,250 on Comic Connect. And the number 1 selling comic from last month, Superman number 1 from 1939, a CGC 4.5, went for $517,000 and $517,500 on Comic Connect. All right, moving on to sports cards, top 5 sales from December 2022. And number 5, we had a Derek Jeter 1993 Upper Deck SP foil rookie card graded at a PSA 10, sold for $204,000 on Goldin auctions. Coming in at number 4, a Tom Brady 2000 Playoff Contenders Championship Ticket Auto, serial numbered 57 out of 100, sold for $312,000 on Goldin. And number 3, a LeBron James 2003-2004 Topps Chrome Gold Refractor graded BGS 9.5, went for $420,000 on Goldin auctions. Number 2, another LeBron James. This is an 03-04 Upper Deck Exquisite Collection Rookie Patch Auto, serial number 36 out of 99, rated at a BGS 9 with a 10 for the auto. Also went for $420,000 on Goldin auctions. And number 1, the highest selling sports card from last month, was a Tom Brady 2000 Playoff Contenders Championship Ticket Auto, serial number 45 out of 100, graded at a PSA 8, and it went for $690,000 on Goldin. All right, guys, that is it. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Until the next video, see you next time.